What's going on, guys? How are you guys today? This video is extremely late. I am deeply sorry for that. I wrote the board really late, so that is on me. I will do better next time, and luckily this is going to get out before the Saturday home game against Norfolk. So here we are. On to what was a very eventful weekend for the Wheeling Nailers this past weekend in Portland, Maine. Do we gotta talk about game one? I mean, like, game one was. Do we gotta talk about it? Yeah, alright, we'll talk about it. Unfortunately, I do not have the timestamps for the goals. That is because there was a lot that happened in this game. We start off by. Sorry. We start off by the start goal by Sean Element. This name will be it will be important later. He gets his first of the season by Robert Cronin, his first assist, and Loke Johansson and his first assist. This goal is then met by Aiden Sutter's first of the year. This name will also be very important later. By Bodan Hodas, his first assist of the year, and Zach Gallant. Matthew Corsia will then get the second Nailers goal, and this will be his second of the year, his first being in Cincinnati, assisted by Brent Johnson, his first of the year, and Zach Gallant, his third assist, second of the game. Tristan Thompson will then get his second of the year, sorry about that, assisted by Alex Andreev, his first of the year. In the second period, Robert Cronin would get his first of the year, assisted by Sean Element and Zach Massacati. Zach Massacati is a familiar name to Nailers Nation. It was not long, but he was briefly a Wheeling Nailer, and by that I mean he was on last year's roster 2 weeks before the season started, before he was eventually traded for Cole Cameron. He is then excuse me. Then Jack Hudson will then score his goal, assisted by Max Andreev and Brooklyn Kalmakov, his second assist of the year. Jacob Hudson will then get his second goal of the year, his third on the season, or second of the game, third of the season, assisted by Tristan Thompson, his first assist, and Brooklyn Kalmakov, his third assist of the year. Jacob Hudson would then get another one, which would be a hat trick, assisted by Max Andreev and Brooklyn Kalmakov. Jacob Peralt will get his, I believe it was his second of the year. I could be wrong, it could be his first, assisted by Robert Cronin and Sean Element. Unfortunately, that is 7 goals, and when the opponent scores 7 goals, that is a tough pill to swallow. The Nailers would get a gimme goal at the end of the game. Nolan Renwick, the University of Maine alumni, gets on the board, assisted by Matt Corsia, and surprisingly enough, Maxim Pavlenko. He gets his first assist of the year. These shots on goal, the Nailers went 8, 12, and 7 for 27 total. The Mariners went 10, 11, and 10, or 11, 10, and 11 for 35. I believe I read. No, sorry. 14, 10, and 11 for 35. I lied. I read that number wrong. I am so sorry. I am new to this. Can you tell? But as I said, game one was not that eventful. That Sean Element name. Hey, do you remember Sean Element? Not only did he have some goals and assists from the last game, he is very important in this next game. As we move on to game two, Brooklyn Kalmakov at the 7:08 mark would end up scoring first for the Maine Mariners. It would be his second of the year, assisted by Jacob Perrault and Max Andrea, both getting 3 assists for their respective seasons so far. You remember that Sean Element guy? We love talking about him. Yeah, he would end up getting a 5 minute major penalty to from Aiden Sutter or to Aiden Sutter. He cross checked Aiden Sutter in the face. He would also get suspended 7 games for this incident. Unfortunately, though, it was 1-0 Maine after one. In the second period, it did not get any better at the start because at 40 seconds into the second period, Max Andrea would score, featuring assists by Brooklyn Kalmakov, which would be his fifth on the year, and Jacob Hudson, who would get his second. However, Tommy Budnick would respond from the Wheeling Nailers at the 12:15 mark. It would be assisted by Nolan Renwick, who gets his first assist of the year, and Matt Corsia. Then, at the 13:48 mark, Max Graham would get his first of the year, assisted by Daniel Latch and David Brazel. He is also a University of Maine alumni. I got to talk to him this past week. He's a pretty cool guy to talk to. In the third period, Nolan Renwick would get his second of the night, assisted by Zach Gallant, and that's it. At the 250 mark at the third period, then Nolan Renwick, he would get his first of the night. He would get his second of the night as well, by David Brazel, and at the I believe it was the I don't remember the timestamp. I wrote the timestamp down. No, sorry, I apologize. That Nolan Renwick goal was 23 seconds in the third period. His second goal was at 250. And that was not Nolan Renwick's goal. It was Zach Gallant. I apologize. This video is rushed. I really do apologize. I will be better this weekend. I promise you. So, the main things right now is that at the 11:24 mark, Brooklyn Kalmakov would end the Nailers would be leading 4-2. At the 11:24 mark, Brooklyn Kalmakov would get his third of the season, assisted by Perot, who would get his fourth assist, and Andreev, who would get his fourth assist of the season. And then at the 17:07 mark, Shoveldayov would get his first of the year. Ty Shoveldayov would get his first of the year, and James Maroney would get his first assist of the year. This would lead us into overtime, where our overtime hero was Logan Pietola, which is funny because right before Logan Pietola scored that goal, DJ was talking about Logan Pietola potentially scoring that goal because there is a bit of history behind that. And it would be assisted by Zach Gallant, who would get his fourth of the year, and Daniel Latch, who would get his fourth assist of the year at the 6:01 mark of overtime. The Nailers would end up getting 11 shots in the first, 7 shots in the second, 9 shots in the third, and 4 shots in overtime for the 31 total. The Maine Mariners would get 6 in the first, 10 in the second, 9 in the third, and 3 in the overtime period for a total of 28. The Nailers play home at this Saturday, West Banco Arena, against the team that eliminated them in the playoffs last year, the Norfolk Admirals. It is going to be a sellout. It is going to be a standing room only crowd. So that crowd is going to be loud. That crowd's going to be huge. I will not be able to attend that game. However, I will attend the Sunday game. You will see anything that I post from the Sunday game on my TikTok. And I really do appreciate this support, even if this video is pushed really late. I promise it will be what I'm gonna try to do. Get the Saturday and Sunday. Sunday after I come home from the Nailers game, I am going to work on the board. I will then upload the game reviews on Tuesday. I want to try Tuesday, and then Thursday or Friday, I want to try to get back into doing the previews. I didn't do one for Maine this week. I'm probably not going to do one for Norfolk this week. this weekend. So next weekend, I want to try to get back to doing previews. I need to have a consistent schedule so I can give you guys the best quality content. But on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate everything that you guys do to help me, and I will try to strive to bring you the best quality content. Thank you guys so much, and see you guys later.